Peace and blessings, family. It's Osayande, Sunday, January 26, 2020. Um, haven't posted in a while, but when shit like this happen, you gotta post. Everyone's heard by now what happened to Kobe, legendary Lakers superstar, future Hall of Famer, Kobe Bean Bryant, killed in a helicopter crash in California, along with his 13-year-old daughter. And it's unbelievably bad news. It's now me, personal level and everything, back when they first came in the league and everything, Kobe got drafted in 1996. And that was the year Sixers fans and everything, that was the year Allen Iverson was taken first overall. One of the great draft classes in the history of basketball. Probably only rivaled or only beaten by the 1984 draft class of Hakeem Olajuwon, Michael Jordan, Charles Barkley, John Stockton, people like that. So, Kobe was a high school legend here in the Philadelphia area. I remember they talked and everything back in 1995. I remember the Sixers drafted Jerry Stackhouse. And Jerry Stackhouse supposedly was going to be the next Michael Jordan. Those of us who are old enough to remember those days. And obviously, he didn't turn out to be. But the Sixers used to have practices at down Temple and McGonigal Hall. And, Stackhouse was in one of the practices he was playing. And a 16-year-old Kobe Bryant came in the gym. And John Lucas, who was the coach of the Sixers at the time, said that the best player in the gym was the 16-year-old kid, Kobe Bryant. And I think the next year was his senior year. And remember, he was on the prime. He was a local celebrity in Philadelphia already, in the Philadelphia area. He lived in Lower Merion, which is suburban Philadelphia. And you see, he was a local legend already here. So, but they, I remember he took Brandy on his prime. Brandy was a popular singer back in the day. That's Ray J's older sister. And, a lot of talk was that Kobe was going to go to Duke and everything. And he was trying to decide whether he was going to go to Duke or, go pro. Then he decided to go pro. And he wound up being drafted number 13 by the Charlotte Hornets. And Charlotte traded his rights away because I don't think Kobe. I think it's Pop and them said that they didn't want Kobe playing for Charlotte. So they wound up trading him to the Lakers for Vlade Divac. They basically just gave Kobe away. And Kobe was a flashy guy in the beginning, but his game didn't obviously wasn't there yet. He's playing against grown men. He showed flashes, but he always had that work ethic to be the best. He had the hunger to be the best. The only The only other guy I know who was who had who played with that type of hunger and had that insatiable appetite and everything, like Kobe Bryant was MJ, was Michael Jordan. And you know, I think I forgot the name of the coach. Um, the guy that had the white hair used to coach the Lakers back then. But once he left, because Shaq was already there by then. Shaq was already traded to the I don't think Shaq was Shaq traded, or did he leave as a free agent? I think he might have left as a free agent. Uh, but Shaq was already in Los Angeles by then. And once they got Phil Jackson, and you know, Kobe obviously worked on his game. That's what he did. You know, I mean, he was too young to go out, everything, and fraternize with all the older players. So, you know, I mean, but he had that insatiable appetite to be the best, and eventually his game got to the point and everything where, you know, once he became a starter and everything, they wanted to trade Eddie Jones. Eddie Jones used to play for the Lakers. Eddie Jones is a very good player, but you know, I mean, Kobe Bryant was different, obviously, and so when they traded Eddie Jones, they put Kobe in the starting lineup, and his game took off. He was the Robin to Shaq's Batman, because Shaq was the best player in the league at that time when Phil Jackson came there, and I think they won their first of their championships over the Pacers and Reggie Miller. And second year, they played my Sixers, Allen Iverson and the Sixers and everything. And remember Kobe, people was telling you know, they talking about, yeah, well, the Sixers got a lot of heart. Kobe said, well, we're going to cut their heart out. And also, that, you know, he didn't really claim Philadelphia, so Philadelphians was like, fuck him. You know what I mean? And so it was always like a cold war. That's why and obviously they beat the Sixers 4-1. Iverson had and Kobe had a great rivalry. And Kobe said when Iverson went to the Hall of Fame, he said that you don't know how much you pushed me to be the best. How much you pushed them how much Iverson pushed him to work on his game. And the respect was obviously mutual. Obviously Iverson had a whole lot of respect for Kobe. So even if you didn't like Kobe Bryant, you always had to respect him because he was I mean, regardless, you got to put your feelings aside. And me, I took everything personal when it came to my Sixers. But, you know, I mean, Kobe Bryant's I think he's the second best two guard in the history of this league. I think that, you know, I couldn't put him past Mike. Mike is still the greatest player that I ever saw, but he's right there. And then the GOAT conversation. Kobe Bryant has to be in that conversation as the greatest non-center who's ever put a pair of basketball shoes on. With Mike, LeBron, Oscar Robertson, Magic, Larry Bird, those type of guys. And the thing is, though, over the end of his career and everything, people like myself have become more appreciative of him, because a lot of times when you dislike a guy so much, and you know what I mean, you wind up missing the show. And that's what I tell a lot of people who hate LeBron James. When you spend so much time disliking somebody that you miss the show while it's going on. And then you look back and you're like, damn, I was spending so much time disliking this guy. This guy was a special dude. Kobe Bryant was definitely a special guy. His talent basically eventually was going to overwhelm you. It was going to take you and everything. You're like, you know what? Fuck all the hate in this boy. This boy's shit. And you know, that was my own personal my personal thing with the way I looked at Kobe Bean Bryant, and you know, um, you see him more vocal and more out there and everything as far as dealing with the other players and the younger players in the league. And I think he took that ambassador role and passing the torch role to heart, and so he's much more outgoing and everything as an older guy and everything. And then we live and learn. You grow up and so as you get older and everything, your thought process changes and everything, and you become more mature. And that's what that man did. And it's crazy because last night you see how weird it is that last night uh, game in Philadelphia, LeBron passed Kobe on the all-time scoring list. Uh, he passed him on the all-time scoring list, and he's the Laker, and they was playing in Philadelphia. So you got all those links and everything as far as Kobe and everything and who he was, and then and then today he loses his life in a helicopter accident along with his daughter Gigi, and it's weird the way the universe works sometimes. It's it's this is one of the most painful days, the worst days in the history of sports that I can remember. You know, I remember, I'm old enough to remember when Len Bias passed away. A lot of times when we lose legends of the game, we lose legends of the game when they're young. I mean, when they're older. I'm sorry about that. Now, we've had tragedies and everything as far as Philadelphia is concerned, as far with Hank Gathers back in 1990s, 30 years ago now, almost 30 years ago in February, I think, February or March. I think beginning of March, when Hank Gathers passed away, that'd be 30 years ago. Uh, um, you had the Reggie Lewis incident, and he passed away. Um, so, but Kobe Bryant was a much bigger star than any of these people. He impacted so many people across the world, and in the day in the social media age and everything, things are a little bit different, you know. And this is a tough pill to swallow. This is a really tough pill to swallow. Uh, you know, uh, may the Creator watch over his wife and surviving children. May the ancestors watch over their souls and comfort them. Uh, Peace and blessings and rest and power to the great Kobe Bean Bryant and to his baby girl Gigi, and also to the other people who were in the helicopter, because we can't forget that there was other people that was there that also passed away. And condolences and 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 rest in power to the families of those people also. And so much love and respect to Kobe Bean Bryant. This is Ocean today. I'm out.